The Golden Diamond Source has been in business for nearly 4 decades and is one of the largest family-owned jewelry stores in America.
We have the largest selection of white and fancy colored diamonds and gemstones you'll find anywhere.
We also have private areas for VIP viewings.
Only at the Golden Diamond Source.
Everyone has a story to tell. It's my mission to tell it. Unscripted, unedited. We are on the record.
Is very, very close to me. Julie Johnson Weintraub, such a familiar face, the president of the Golden Diamond Source. You just saw her commercial, and her beautiful daughter, Emily. Okay, seriously though, don't people tell you all the time? I mean, Julie, you guys look like sisters.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
No, 100%. But looking at Emily, does it transport you back? I mean, this is you.
I wish I was this good looking at that early. I was awkward. I was a late bloomer. She is like gorgeous already at a young age and very composed. So I see her as a much better version, and I think she's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Emily, hearing your mom talk like that about you, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's just so heartwarming. I just am blessed with a very amazing mom, and I think it's hard to come by such an empowering woman like her. You know, people meet her and they're like, holy crap, she has fans. It's so funny, but it makes sense because of everything she does for the community, for the world. I mean, she's just incredibly inspiring.
So I am so glad that you brought that up, because what I wanted to bring up off the very top, so you know, this show is really my favorite, and we launched also the network, and your mom and her, the company, Golden Diamond Source, is the first sponsor and the sponsor of this show. So Julie, I just, you know, again, we did a Facebook Live on it, and it was so wonderful. I just wanted to thank you again for sponsoring.
Absolutely. I think it's a great fit, you and I working together, and I believe in what you're doing. I mean, you're an amazing person. You're an incredible journalist. You've got a long history. You're very successful, and I'm happy to help support you. So I believe in women supporting women, and I think you'll be a great investment for us. So, you know,
I'm surprised I'm not crying, right? Because I have cried multiple times over this. But Emily, let me ask you that, okay? When you were talking about how your mom is so famous, and you know, you see her everywhere. You do, like, you go to the airport,
at the gym.
At the gym. There's like so. Are those hard shoes to live up to?
I think when I was younger they were harder, but now that I've grown into myself and have my own identity, it's not. I just look up to her in so many ways, and I'm able to just really respect everything she does and grow from that. But yeah, it is. I mean, she's just done so many incredible things. I mean, she's owned multiple businesses at a young age. I don't know what she's talking about. She's always been beautiful. Maybe when she was in 5th grade, but I was quite awkward in 5th grade too. 5th grade, you do not want to see me. But yeah, I really respect her, and I'm glad that I was able to find myself as well in the company and everything.
Well, we're really excited about that, and in the second half of the show, we're going to talk about your jewelry line that you have. But let's start with talking about the Golden Diamond Source too. Yes. Tell us a little bit about the business. When did you start the business? And what I love about it too, we've had multiple guests on Love in America that have, of course, a Golden Diamond Source ring, but a lot of times they're upgrades too. They're like, oh, we got the first ring, then we went back and we got the second, you know, upgrade. But tell us about the store, Julie.
That's one of the funnest policies we changed when my husband and I teamed up. Now, Steve has had the business, my husband, for almost 40 years.
Wow.
Him and I teamed up. We're both serial entrepreneurs. We teamed up about 15, 16 years ago, maybe 17 years ago, and we kind of put both of our entrepreneurial minds together. The Diamond Savings Account is one of the things we did that has been huge for us. We got in a little hot water in the jewelry industry. They're like, what are you doing? Because, you know, most of the time the jewelry stores count on someone wanting an upgrade or a different shaped diamond, and you get pennies on the dollar for whatever diamond you have, and you kind of have to start over again. So with our Golden Diamond Source diamond, when you own one of those, you get full credit for whatever you paid for that diamond towards any other
Full
diamonds.
credit, guys.
Yes.
Full credit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no little, things in there, like we did a competitor that said, well, we do that too, full value, but you have to wait 2 years and spend twice as much. So we don't have anything like that. Most people don't double the amount that they spend. They're like, hey, I got a little extra money, I want to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer, and we do that, which is a lot of fun.
So when did you guys start doing that? Just immediately?
Probably, we've always had the upgrade policy, but we made it much easier to obtain probably about 17 years ago. And the customer loyalty, our clients really, really enjoy that. I mean, why would they go anywhere else? And one of the other benefits were we have multiple locations. We had 9 locations of Gold and Diamond stores, but we're auditioning to be their family jeweler, and we found that people will drive from miles away. We have people coming from other counties coming in here. We have people even flying in now because we have the largest collection of fancy color diamonds, but they'll come to you to be able to have that collection under one roof, because it's stressing. You used to have to go shop around at multiple different jewelers. You go to a jewelry store and you have like 2 or 3 diamonds to look at and 1 case of mountings. We have like 36 cases fully stocked with every kind of mounting and every color gold you could possibly imagine, and then we have thousands of diamonds to look at. So it's worth coming to drive, I think, and being able to sit down and look at all those different options.
I mean, my gosh, it's like a Disney World for, especially us women.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So, when your mom is sitting here talking about like generations, and you're seeing her talking about this, and again, we're going to talk about your very own line in the second half of the show. Talk about that, because you have a lot of family members working in the store.
Yes, I mean, so it's a family-owned business. It's all going to get passed down to us, and I'm so excited to be blessed enough to have such an amazing company. And I think it just works so smoothly because all of us have our own departments, and all of us have our own areas of expertise, and we all add value in different ways. And so I'm just so glad to continue growing with my family and learning more. I mean, I'm under my mom's wing right now. She's teaching me a lot, hence why I'm here. And same with my brother Chris and Adam and Stephen and Troy. We're all learning so much. So
let me ask you, like, working with your mom, and did you always know you wanted to be an entrepreneur by watching your mom?
Yes. Yeah, ever since I was little, I always wanted to have my own business. Like, I would always write business plans.
I have a little kid writing with business plans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love business. I love networking. I just love people, and I love meeting new people and learning from others. And I think that's a big part of business, is doing that, just meeting new people and having fun and enjoying what you do.
So did you think that, like, okay, so of course you're, they corner the market in the jewelry business, but do you think you would have followed your mom in any endeavor she had done?
If she would have done it, I would have known it would be something good. So yes, I would. But yeah. I mean, I would. I mean, at one point she had a restaurant. It would be really cool. But this is my favorite thing she's done so far, is jewelry.
I mean, it's jewelry.
Jewelry
I
is
was
quite
in real
enjoyable.
estate, all kinds of different things, but this is amazing. I had an interior design company, but this is like the best. I mean, people are happy they're buying jewelry. I'm like, you have no idea how lucky, And she worked at ice cream shop down at the Don Cesar.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So just to get a taste of like what it's like working somewhere, because then they have a better appreciation of like our work environment. We make it an amazing place to be. I always ask myself, would I want to work here?
Right.
And I would want to work there. So I think it's a great place to be. And we have fun with our whole family there. She was cutting up with her brother just before we came here, and it's fun.
Yeah, we have a really good time. And I think one thing that's so important is I think that this career that I'm in is so amazing. I actually go and I speak out to schools about gemology and about taking this as a trade school, because a lot of kids, they always want to go the traditional college route, which there's nothing wrong with that. But there's also just different avenues I want to open people's mind up to, so they can see all their options before they choose the path they want to go on. So I'll teach them about trade schools, specifically gemology, of course, and how it can be such a great career. I mean, we offer so much at the Gold and Diamond Source career-wise. And so it is really a lot of jewelry stores. So.
Yeah, and you were saying that she would not have chosen this for a career if we were not in the jewelry business. And she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, you know, people could really enjoy this as a career, but they don't know about it. So when she goes to, you know, what is it called, the career days or the American
Yes,
Teaching,
right.
she'll bring and you know, you can be a jeweler, you can be a sales associate, you can be in accounting, you can be
A designer.
you know, designing jewelry, you can be sorting gemstones. There's a lot of different careers and things that you can pursue in that industry that people may not have been aware of until she gets out to talk to the kids.
But you know what this is also bringing up, which is very important, as you know, your mom has always given back. So here she is working in a jewelry store, her family jewelry store, but yet Emily goes to these career source centers and gives back and talks about and helps people. That you also must have learned from your mom.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
She gives so much. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom. Like, you're going to have nothing left for yourself. I was like, okay, put on a break, because she gives everything to everyone. Like, she has the most beautiful heart. I don't think people really even can imagine a heart as beautiful as hers. So.
And Emily, you're right. So we have, so you know, when you talked about you worked at the Don Cesar, so actually we have worldwide viewers now, so thank you. I'm so grateful for that. So
Yes,
Don Cesar is
yes.
a beautiful hotel in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's the big famous Pink Hotel. But what Emily and Julie are also talking about, so beyond the Gold and Diamond Source, Julie is Hands Across the Bay is a huge nonprofit organization that really helps women and women overcome domestic violence.
Right.
You know, survivors of domestic violence.
Domestic violence is an American epidemic, and it is plaguing our community so badly. We have to speak out about it. We have to talk about it. We have to make sure people put more effort into raising their children, their girls and their boys, so we can stop this epidemic. Violence should be no part of anybody's homes. No matter what is happening, you have the right to leave, get divorced, or break up and move out, but you don't have the right to punch somebody, strangle somebody, hit somebody, shoot somebody, set someone on fire. I can't believe I have to have this conversation, but I do. It's happening at an alarming rate to women, and people are not taking it seriously. Men can be victims of domestic violence as well, but it's predominantly women. And I'm sad to say I have so many countless survivors who have almost been murdered. So I advocate in courtrooms so they can make sure they get a strict penalty and just awareness of this being discussed. And that at some point, women do need to be able to stand their grounds and, you know, to avoid violence at all costs. But at the end of the day, you have to arm yourself, and if you've done everything you can to avoid it, if your partner is determined that someone's going to die, let it be them, not you.
Emily, okay, so watching your mom and her intensity, and when you were talking about how beautiful she is on the inside and the outside, I know you see it all the time, but what were you thinking as she was saying that?
I mean, she's spicy.
Yes! She is! Right?
Because she has a beautiful heart, but you don't cross her. That's
It's like this force.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a
You know, if
beautiful
you've
thing.
sat across from like some of the women I have, and I'm replacing eyeballs. You know, we talked about Gold and Diamond Source, which is amazing, and the jewelry, but it's the unglamorous side of my work. I have women who are missing eyes. I've replaced 4 different eyeballs in women's heads where their heads have been crushed enough that they lost an eye. I'm replacing teeth. I'm replacing hair. So I am very passionate about it. I mean, this is happening, and women are being set on fire. Like, I know this is not like a cool thing, but I know and sit across and help these women, like, and if you meet them and you talk to them, you will see why I have such passion. It's wrong. It's something that is covered up and not talked about, but we need to talk about it, and people need to raise their kids and talk to them and make sure that you're not sending someone out into society is going to abuse the person that they live with.
Well, I have had the honor and privilege of doing those stories
Yes.
with you, and we, when I worked in traditional news, I
Yeah.
mean, really made a huge difference. But stay on that. Let's keep that thought. We're going to go to a commercial break,
Sure.
and we'll come right back. So stay with us, everybody.
Thinking about getting engaged, planning to upgrade your wedding ring, or finally getting that Rolex?
The Gold and Diamond Source can help you in many ways.
You can start a layaway plan for only 10% down and 6 monthly payments.
Take advantage of our 3 to 5 year interest-free financing.
Or you can trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase.
Come to the Gold and Diamond Source and find that perfect gift for the ones that you love.
Looking for the perfect gift? February's birthstone is Amethyst. It promotes healing and balance in your life. It also symbolizes strength, friendship, and loyalty, and it's a 6th anniversary stone. Amethysts range from a deep purple to the palest shade of pastel lavender. Our Emily collection of affordable gold and diamond jewelry is always stylish and unique. It will be cherished for a lifetime. And make sure it's a gold and diamond source diamond.
Okay, and Julie, okay, wait, even before we get to Emily, how exciting that she has her own line. And this show, first though, is unscripted and unedited, so I want to let the crew know, because I tried to get your attention during the commercial break, I have mixed minus. So if we could take out the echo in my ear.
Yes.
Mixed minus for viewers that know behind the scenes is when you can hear yourself talk. Hopefully it'll take care of that.
That would be distracting.
It is very distracting. Yes. I'm going to turn it down a little.
Only the worst in hearing other voices in your head. Your own. As long as it was your voice, you were hearing it in your head. Otherwise, I'm not sure I feel safe.
How cute is that? Okay, so before we talk about your line, Julie, okay, turning the tables as a mom, to watch her create this line and doing her own commercials, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine how proud
It's amazing to see it, and it was her idea. It's not like, oh, her parents own a jewelry store, here's your line. She came up with the idea, the concept. She's like, Mom, there's a market we're missing. And I'm like, what do you mean? We have everything in here. And she's like, well, not for people my age. Like we go and buy these little pieces at Express or little jewelry stores, and they turn green and fall apart. And this is our option. We can't really afford to purchase a lot of the items that we have in our store. So I think we're missing a buyer, and she said, I want to do a line that's like really stylish, cool pieces that are gold and diamond jewelry that are affordable for people just starting out their jewelry collection. Oh my God. And I'm like, okay, how could I say no? I'm like, and I looked around the store and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's right. What do I have? We have first-time diamond buyer. We have everything for the first-time diamond buyer. And then we have all the way up. But in the fashion world, we were missing that whole section.
Brilliant. I mean, brilliant. And how old are you again, Emily?
21.
21 and comes up with
She was
this.
19, I think, when she started. 18. Yeah.
No, it was great because seeing the hearts and the beautiful, that is affordable for kids, that age as well. So talk about the line.
So the line is anywhere between $150 to $1,000. So really any price range you want to be in, you can get real gold and real diamonds. And my favorite part is that it doesn't turn your skin green. And it has value and you can wear it forever. It's more meaningful if someone were to actually, jewelry has meaning to it, and it has much more meaning if your boyfriend or girlfriend were to buy you something that is real and they take the time to actually go into a jewelry store versus, finding something, randomly at like I don't even know where you even buy jewelry. I don't get our store. I don't like people buy at the mall. Yes. It has more meaning to it. And I love jewelry. I wanted to wear it, but again, I just wanted to be able to afford to buy it for myself and wear my own stuff. So I was like, hey, let's start a line.
I am still so impressed that at 18 years old, she notices that there's a market for this type of jewelry.
It doesn't surprise me. I have to show you sometime. Like, she's like, I want to start a nail salon. I want to start this hotel. I want to start this. And she has like business plans. So it didn't surprise me. I know, like, to most people, like, she's 18, they're like, oh, she's young, but to me, this is years of entrepreneurial training for her. I think she's seen us all going, her father, her stepdad, her stepmom. We all work together, by the way, talking about love in America.
All four of my parents.
Okay,
work there.
Let us talk about that.
This is why they always want to do reality shows, and we keep saying no, but this is why we get approached.
Yes. Did you guys hear that? Approach for reality show, because this is true. Yes, because I want you to answer, but really quickly, do you also design your jewelry, right? Do you design the Emily line as well?
Some design, some I pick from curated selections. It just depends on what I'm feeling at the time. If I feel like there needs to be, if we're missing something in the market, then I'll design it. But if not, I'll pick from curated that I think other people will enjoy as well.
And I love the name. So of course it's your
Emily.
name and Emily. So how did you come up with Emily?
So actually, it was my brother Chris came up with it because I was like, I want to start this line of jewelry, but I don't know what to name it. And we're like sitting there thinking of things. He was like, what about Emily and Unique combined? Emily.
I know. It was genius.
Wait, Emily Unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was her brother, Christopher, yeah.
So that was all him.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chris. Shout out.
Yes, Christopher, thank you. And speaking of Christopher, okay, now let's talk about family.
Yeah.
So, okay, so all 4 parents were there. It's 19 family members, right? That were-
Yeah,
okay.
probably about 19, yeah. Some come and go, you never know, you know. No. I think there's still 19 of us.
Yeah,
Anyone get canned
I
lately?
know,
No.
I know.
Everyone's still there.
Hilarious.
It's great.
But that is Love in America.
Yeah.
So that truly is, I mean, what's a better example
So
of Love
she
in America
works
than
with,
this?
in one commercial, in one interview, she's like, I work here with all of my parents. And everyone was probably just like, what?
You're like, okay, so your 2
But
parents.
she works with her stepdad, her dad, her mom, and her stepmom. So my ex-husband is our general manager, and he is married to our CFO, which is her stepmom.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. Because what is the lesson in that? Like, you're not jealous, right? You're very happily
No.
married to
Yes,
Steve.
yeah.
I mean, but what is the lesson, do you think, to other people that, you know, because a lot of times, sadly, you do see, and I just had this conversation, in fact, the other day, there was such hostility, you know, between
Yes.
2 families. So what do you think the lesson is in this?
I think the lesson is that there can be love in America, that you don't have to do that. I didn't want my kids to grow up in what I did. My parents' divorce was very, very bitter, and it was like so stressing, and I didn't want to do that to the kids. So we both tried very hard to make sure that we kept a good relationship, and her dad is a great guy and he's a great father.
Yeah, he is.
And her stepmom, she's a wonderful person, and you know, everyone said, you don't know how it feels. She is actually younger than me, and I don't feel like, I don't get it, like the thing of hating each other. I try very hard to make sure we maintain a good relationship, and I think they're a great couple, and we have a good relationship, and you can just dedicate yourself to that. You know, I know Nikki DeBarlo also has a book.
Yes.
I forget the name of it.
It's
but
The
what
Happy
is it
Divorce
called?
or something,
Happy
right?
Divorce. You know, that whole theory, I think, is something. I think this is the way. This is not as unusual as it used to be anymore. I think this is the direction people are going. It's unfortunate if your marriage doesn't work out, and people are going to be sore for a little bit, but you can work along healing and co-parenting in a healthy way, because when you don't, the result for your children, they're the ones that suffer. When parents badmouth the child's parents to the child, the other parent doesn't suffer, the child suffers. When you tell, oh, your father is a terrible person, or your father is this, it doesn't hurt him, it hurts her.
Right.
So, you know, that cannot happen anymore. So, you know, you have your friends, your kids are not your counselor. They don't need to hear your drama. You can talk to your friends or your therapist, but you don't lean on your kids. You're there for your kids to lean on. You're not there to lean on them. So I think everyone just needs to handle their stuff with as much grace and dignity as possible, you know.
You know, your mom has always been so inspiring to me. Hearing this, though, oh my gosh, whole other level. Because you guys are proof that you put effort into love.
Yes.
Rather than the hate.
Yes.
And you can make it work. And let's go to the child. Let's go to Emily.
Yeah.
Emily, by watching this and seeing your parents being able to co-parent and love each other, how has that affected you?
I think I didn't even realize how much it affected me until I got older and I saw people who didn't have that situation and their parents had a really nasty divorce, and seeing how that really affected them. Because that was just my norm. Ever since I got divorced, it was always very smooth. I had a great Christmas. It was even more fun on Christmas. Had like double gifts, you know? I mean, it was a
Double gifts?
Yeah.
Double gifts. I mean, you know, like you want girls here, right? Double gifts.
So, but I didn't realize I was really in like high school and later on in life, and I really saw the after effects of how people, a lot of people who have divorced parents and it's a nasty split, a lot of times they have a lot of animosity towards other people, and they lash out, and it's affected me in a very positive way. I mean, I'm very blessed to have had the childhood that I've had and to have such amazing parents. So I know I couldn't have asked for a better
The
scenario.
best gift you can give your child is to respect their parent. The best gift you can give your child is to respect their parent. And also in domestic violence situations, when there's someone's violent to someone's parents, they should immediately lose their parental rights. One of the things I try to change in my advocacy work, that if a man tries to kill their child's mother, they're probably not a good father. And I can't believe I have to have that conversation, but I have to spend a lot of my time and resources advocating to terminate parental rights for a father who tried to murder the mother. And it's like, oh my gosh, this should not happen. But I mean, the results are really positive, and we know that they're very negative when the mother or the father badmouths the parent. You want to make them feel good about where they came from, and and who they are and what their family life is.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, you guys not only sell beautiful physical elements of love, jewelry and rings. I mean, it's like practicing what you preach as you walk. What about your mom's ring? Okay, and I heard Steve actually surprised you in the store.
Yes,
Can we show it off just a little bit? I mean, that ring is beautiful.
Is it here.
Didn't he have everybody, like, you were surprised?
I didn't know what was happening. He said, you have to come out here. I had no idea what was happening, and it was on the anniversary of when we got together, and he asked me the date, and then he presented me with this incredible ring. I mean, it's just insane. It's absurd.
It's bigger than an eyeball. It's so
I think he either loves me or he's trying to get me murdered. I'm not sure. Thankfully, I'm armed, so don't get any ideas. You better be crazier than me.
Probably not.
Probably not.
So probably not. So, are you getting close to? Are we going to see an engagement ring on your finger anytime soon?
No, I was engaged. I actually was engaged. But I broke off my engagement. I'm 21.
She's young.
I'm too young. I was like, it was 4 months before the wedding, and I was like, this is just not it. This is not the one. And so
I'm very proud of you, though. 4 months prior to the wedding. All right, so we don't have time to talk about that part, but I want to invite Emily back on Dating in America. Would you come back on Dating in America?
Yes, I would love to.
She's learned some amazing skills.
Yes, I really have. I've learned so much in that past relationship. Yes.
Okay, so on the record, before they leave, and Emily booked on Dating in America, as we close out the show, is it fair to ask, both of you, though, do believe in true love?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And why do you believe in true love? Should we start with you, Em?
Yeah, I mean, at first I didn't for a while. There was like a month period where I was like, okay, is this like, there's a point where you're questioning yourself and questioning really what love is. But once I healed, I really realized love is so genuine and so real. And I think it's really just, you teach people how to treat you, and you have to set those boundaries, and you have to really know who you are as a person. I think love is real, but loving yourself is even more real.
See, I told you. I didn't know. I can't even follow that. Let's just end the show. Nice having you today. Goodbye.
Mother's love. Okay, actually, let's end it with this question to you. Then.
Yes.
The mother's love, did you ever imagine, and you would hope, and you have beautifully spoken about this, about being the example for your kids, but sitting here, listening to Emily speak, do you realize what you have done? I know, wonderful.
She created a monster.
No, that's beautiful. I mean, I'm so proud of you. English is my fifth language, so sometimes I don't phrase the question the right way.
That makes sense, what you said. We're just pulling your we'll try to be, not harass you. No, but I do, and I am so thankful, because raising kids, as anyone will tell you, it's not easy, and sometimes it's frustrating, and you want to give up. You just got to keep trying, and one of the biggest accomplishments that we will ever make in this world is not what kind of company or empire we create or anything like that. My biggest accomplishment will be who I raise. So I put a lot of thought and effort into that, and I'm very happy and proud of her, at the amazing young lady that she is, and how well-rounded she is, and how kind she is, and how strong she is. And when she falters, that she gets down and gets back up and dusts herself off and says, hey, I'm going to do that better next time. I think that's so cool. So I'm super proud of her, and I do realize how lucky I am, because I have other friends with kids in her age bracket, and I just think, oh my gosh, thank you. Because I know it's not easy. I'm not judging, but I'm like, oh no, okay. So and if I give her a hard time about anything, she's like, well, at least I'm not out drinking and driving.
Okay, you have a point there. So speaking of that, I hope we made you laugh. And
Yes.
shows about love are wonderful.
Yes, yeah.
So again, I mean, I love you guys. Thank you
And
so much,
we love
Julie.
being here. We love love, and we're in the business of romanticism and people being able to get married. And I see people of all ages coming in Golden Diamond Stores and celebrating 50, 60, 65-year, 70-year anniversaries. And then I see older folks coming in and getting engaged and enjoying their lives together. So if you don't believe in love in America, I would say go into a jewelry store and watch what's going on in there. It's really cool.
What a beautiful way to cap off the show.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to invite you back to talk about that, like
Yeah.
different
Oh,
generations
yeah.
of love.
Yeah.
Hey, and guys, if you have a couple that you want to recommend for Love in America, please reach out to us. We love hearing who you want to hear from or any other type of community story. You know, you could watch and share the show on multiple platforms. I'm on every single platform right now that you can imagine on social media. And some very exciting news, of course. I mean, we've announced this for a while now. I'm also on Roku. We have a couple of other big announcements coming soon. Julie Johnson Weintraub, Emily Johnson Weintraub, thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Again, Julie, it's thanks to you we can do the show and share the love.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, congratulations to you. You're killing it as always.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
The first-time diamond buyers should feel comfortable coming here because our selection at the Golden Diamond Source is as large as you can imagine. So they don't have to worry about going to a store and feeling pressured about buying something. We educate them and they can make the right choice based on what's important to them.